forgotten door. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. Distant visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished tomorrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost adore. For the rare and radiant pagan whom the angels name adore. Nameless here forevermore. Silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now to still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is and nothing Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer certain I or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce for sure I heard you here. I opened wide the door, darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard him tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what there is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of palace just above my chamber door. Perched and said and nothing more. Semi bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it bore. Though thy crest be short and shaven, thou I said art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. I marvel this ungainly found to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy more. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. The raven sitting lowly on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered. mutter till I scarcely more than muttered. Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the burst and startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless said I wanted others. Is its only stock in store? Caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs one burden bore. Shall the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. The raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling. Screen time wheel the cushioned seat in front of bird and busted door. Bed upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this honest bird of yore, what this grim uncanny castling gods and honest bird of yore, venting croaking nevermore. I sat engaging, guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press on evermore. The ever denser perfume from an unseen sensor swung my seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee. Respite, and nepent thee from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff this kind of pent thee, and forget this lost Lenore. Quaff the raven nevermore. Prophet said I think of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home I horror haunted, tell me truly I implore. Is there Bob and Gia, tell me I implore. Quaff the raven nevermore. Prophet said I think of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Taden it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quaff the raven nevermore. Be that word our sign in parting, bird or fiend I shrieked of scarring. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Platonian shore. Leave no black bloom as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my lowliness unbroken, with the bust above my door. Take thy being from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quaff the raven nevermore. The raven never flitting, still is sitting on the ballad bus of palace just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out the shadow